one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it, because you can.
This story comes to us from calmatters.org. And this is an update to a Los Angeles police officer. Remember that incident where the LAPD, you may remember it was a few years ago, but where the LAPD went into the department store where there was a guy with a weapon, and the officer rushed in, fired his AR-15 3 times. The bullet ricocheted and fatally wounded a girl hiding in a fitting room. Remember that one? Well, there's an update to it. There's news that's come out, and I know you may not be happy. But the California Justice Department announced Wednesday that it has found no cause to file charges against a Los Angeles police officer who, while aiming at a suspect, shot and fatally wounded a 14-year-old girl hiding in a department store fitting room. That was 14-year-old Valentina Oriana Peralta. She was picking out a quinceañera dress with her mother just before Christmas 2021 when a LAPD officer's bullet ricocheted off the floor and found her. Now, the Los Angeles Police Department officer William Jones will not be charged under the Justice Department's 2-year-old program to investigate fatal police shootings of unarmed people. The Justice Department program has closed 8 cases since July of 2021, and it has not recommended charges against officers in any of the 8 cases, any of them. There are 46 cases still open, the oldest one dating to August of 2021. Now, they have a department analysis here. The evidence shows that Officer Jones likely believed he was acting in self-defense or defense of others. This killing appears to have been unintended and unforeseeable. Multiple officers told Jones to slow down as he advanced through the department store, according to the Justice Department and body-worn camera footage provided by the Los Angeles Police Department. But I want to point something out here. They say the killing was unintended and unforeseeable. He didn't mean to do it. Isn't that called negligent homicide or involuntary manslaughter? And we won't even go manslaughter. We'll go negligent homicide. You could be charged with that. Murder 1, murder 2. I believe there's a murder 3. I'm going off memory here. There's voluntary manslaughter. There's involuntary manslaughter. And then, yes, there's negligent homicide. You can be charged with that. And I sorry for the officer. I mean, maybe he was doing the right thing. Maybe he was trying to save lives. But negligently, maybe he wasn't negligent. I don't know. But a young girl lost her life to a ricocheted bullet coming out of his rifle. I don't know. Sometimes life isn't fair. But you're going to hear a statement from the Attorney General of California that just blew me away. I was like, what? I had to read it like 3 times to make sure I was reading it right. You're going to get it in just a second here. But Los Angeles officer Jordan Head had a 40-millimeter beanbag gun, which is non-lethal. But before he could aim it at the suspect, Jones fired his AR-15 3 times. Head did not discharge the 40-millimeter launcher beanbag because before he could aim, rounds were fired and the suspect fell to the ground and was no longer an immediate threat. That's according to the Justice Department analysis of the shooting.
Warning. Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, she's bleeding. She's bleeding.
Police responded to a call of a man assaulting people at the store last Thursday. Officers encountered that suspect upstairs, and one of them opened fire. The suspect, 24-year-old Daniel Lopez, was killed, but so was 14-year-old Valentina Oriana Peralta. A bullet came through the wall and struck her as she was there in a dressing room.
Officer Michael Mazur, who assumed command of the scene on arrival, told Officer Jones, slow down multiple times, and at some point later told Head, it's effed up. We tried to slow it down. Now listen to California Attorney General Rob Bonta in a statement. Listen to this. My heart goes out especially to the family of Valentina Oriana Peralta, who tragically lost her life and whose only involvement in this incident, listen to this, was being at the wrong place at the wrong time. The December 23rd, 2021 shooting began with a 911 call about a man striking people with a metal bike lock. That's right. And it was the Burlington Coat Factory store. Store surveillance footage showed the man, later identified as Daniel Abasai Elena Lopez. He was bringing his bicycle into the store and assaulting at least 3 women with the U-shaped lock. Then he left the store and returned 90 seconds later, where he found a woman pushing a shopping cart. Now, body-worn cameras of the officers show him striking her multiple times as she attempts to crawl away. Then he drags her towards the dressing rooms, and at least 10 Los Angeles police officers can be seen on the footage walking towards Lopez. And then it goes through, it gives you a little bit of a play-by-play here on what happened and how the officers were telling Jones, slow down, hold up, Jones. She's bleeding, Jones said, then looked up, saw Lopez, and fired 3 times at a guy who had a bike lock. Now, I get it. He's trying to defend the woman. He even said she's bleeding. You know, I get all that. But here you had a guy behind him with a beanbag gun saying, slow down, dude. Jones, stop. But going back to the Attorney General, he said, Oriana Peralta, he said, she was at the wrong place at the wrong time. You think? But maybe she was at the right place at the right time, and the officer just got overexcited. And when I say the right place at the right time, what I'm getting at is, sometimes that's an easy statement to make. Hey, he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. And it's almost like you're placing blame on the victim. Hey, he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, man. He should have been somewhere else, or, he shouldn't have been there. That's kind of how I read it. Maybe I'm misinterpreting it. If I'm being cynical, please let me know. But when I read that from the attorney, I wouldn't expect that to come from an attorney general. She was at the wrong place at the wrong time, and our officers, they had to do what they had to do. So it's almost like it's her fault for having been there. She was at the wrong place, the wrong time. What can we do? It's life, kind of a thing. I don't know. It's just, please correct me if you think I'm wrong here, but it's almost like he's blaming her for having been there at the wrong time versus, and again, this cop had to make a decision. This guy was beating this woman. He said she's bleeding. But a bullet ricocheted, so what was he running and firing at was he not a very good shot? Was his aim off? I mean, how do you get a bullet that ricochets? Maybe he should have stopped, took aim, instead of just firing like a cowboy. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm armchair quarterbacking, but this one really disturbs me. And the fact that he's not getting charged with negligent homicide because he's a cop. Well, it was part of his job, is to protect and save that woman that was bleeding. I don't know, man. I'm lost on this one, but I wanted to give it to you because this was a huge incident. This was on the news for days and days, and they're not going to charge the cop. I want to know how you feel.